For our Juliet spin, we need to be comfortable in skills like our corkscrew, and I think I also had one which I called a choker spin. But anything where we're going from hanging off just our arms to the side of the pole to starting to bring the body in front. If you've never done those before, they're not strict prerequisites. This might be the first way you start learning to do that, and that's okay. This is a split grip position. Okay, and I personally believe these are taught way too soon. Going from hanging from both arms to one arm with a push and pull is a significant jump for a lot of people. Now, what makes this slightly easier than a reverse grab, or even like our spins, okay, is that we do have one leg on the pole. So it's a hard one to level. Some people could do this at improver level. Some people would not be able to do this until intermediate or maybe even higher intermediate. Like a lot of skills, it's always hard to level these things. So I'm going to put it intermediate somewhere in the middle. You're just going to have to figure out if this works for you or not. So let's go for the general breakdown. We'll talk about all the different factors and elements, and then we'll do a recap of left and right. So we're going to start off standing next to the pole with our inside arm nice and high. I like to start on tippy toes, one because it looks nicer, but two because it means that I've got a little bit extra height to clear my foot from the floor. I'm going to step on my outside leg, and I want to get my body through to the other side as much as possible. Notice how I bring my inside leg up with me. So I step across with the outside leg. It goes directly towards my audience, just a little bit away from the pole. Don't go too big. Don't go too close. You don't want to be touching the bottom of the pole. Give yourself space to bring your inside leg up and through. And then just going to hover in the air, wherever to begin with. We're going to take our outside hand down onto the pole. Now, what we're aiming to do is get our bum to the side of the pole. So let me show you why. This is very much like when we do a front hook, okay, or a frog spin. The more our bum is to the side, the easier it is to actually use this leg to hold us, okay? We don't want to be like crazy far out, okay? We don't want a huge gap, but we do want the pole to be next to us. If I push my hips forwards and have the pole behind me, you can still do your Juliet this way, but your knee is not going to be able to support you as much. So you're going to be doing a lot more with the arms. Either is legit, either is fine, but if you know you struggle to hang from one arm, you want to get that knee on good. So getting the hips through more will make a big difference. If your hips are like in line with the pole, okay, and the knee's not doing a lot, it's kind of just there for aesthetics, then you're basically doing a full reverse grab, which to me is like the next step. Okay, so if you're strong enough, great. But if not, get that bum through. Now, another thing to consider is the position of the body. The upper body, sorry. So the lower body, if possible, we want our hips to the side of the pole. Our upper body, we have two options. We can either have our chest quite upright and the pole sitting in close to the shoulder, or we can lean to the side more so that the pole is now completely to the side of our arm and our arm is out here rather than up here. So there's positives and negatives to each position. This position here where the chest is upright and the pole is on the shoulder is significantly easier to hold in terms of strength. But it requires a significant amount of shoulder flexion and internal rotation. Okay, this is a lot of flexibility through the shoulder, which a lot of students just don't have. So what we can do instead, if you are someone with that lack of flexibility, but you're stronger, you can take your body more to the side. Okay, now my shoulder is a less compromised position in terms of flexibility, but it does require a lot of strength for me to hold myself in this position. So it's basically, what are you better at, flexibility or strength, as to which position you would choose to do. Okay, there's no right or wrong. Different things work for different bodies. But what I need you to understand is that if you are getting pain, okay, in this top shoulder, or your wrist or your elbow, or something doesn't feel right in the top arm, okay, and it's painful, try going to this one Okay, if you're still getting issues, that's a physio jobby, that's above my pay grade. Okay, so let's go into this a bit more. So pole is next to us, inside arm is nice and high, up on tippy toes. I take my outside leg across and I bring my inside leg up. My outside arm comes onto the pole, index finger running down, and I'm pushing actively with this arm. Now remember, you can either have your chest more like this or you can have it more like this. But we want our hips to pop out and through. Now the leg that we brought in the air is going to draw a big circle backwards. And as it does, you'll see the foot on the floor. Eventually, the pole hits the back of the knee. When it hits the back of the knee, you're just going to bend it. To come out, the foot that is in the air, that is not on the pole, just comes to the floor, and the momentum of the spin will bring you back to standing. Okay, so inside arm nice and high, step outside leg, inside leg comes up, outside hand goes behind. Either lean to the side, chest up, whatever works for you, get your hips through. Circle your inside, what was your inside leg is now your outside leg, circle it backwards. When the pole hits the back of the knee, bend it, squeeze it, use the grip. If you're comfortable, you could take a hand off. Now the leg that was floating, put that foot down and unravel. So taking a hand off is a progression. I do not expect people when they're first learning to be able to do that. That is significantly harder. But if you're there and you feel like, oh, my leg's holding me, my arms are holding me, I can take that hand off, then go for it. Okay, it's very pretty when we take the hand off. Let's do a back view quickly so you can see from different angles, and then we'll go for right and left. So pole is next to me. I step on my outside leg across in front of the pole. I bring my inside leg up and it stays in the air now. My outside hand, or what was my outside hand, goes down onto the pole and I'm pushing with it. Pull through the top shoulder, don't hang off the top shoulder. Remember, you can be more to the side or you can have the pole resting on your shoulder. Circle the leg that is in the air backwards and take your hips out to that direction at the same time. When the pole hits the back of the leg, hook it. Either keep your hands on or take them off. Now the foot that is up in the air, pop it on the floor and turn back in. Okay, let's go for left and right. Let's just go for a back view because I think it's going to be the most valuable. I'm not sure we're going to get as much out of a front view with this one anyways. We've gone through it quite a few times. So, pole is on my right, right hand is on top. I step across onto my left foot. The mirror is my audience. I'm stepping across and in line with my audience. My right leg is going to come up into the air and my left hand is going to go down. My hips are trying to go through to the right, okay, as much as I can. And you can either keep the chest up or you can lean it down to the left. My right leg circles back and my left foot needs to stay on the floor until the pole hits the back of my knee. And then I just bend it. Get the grip as good as you can. Left hand could come off if you wanted to. Put the right foot down, the one that's in the air, and then turn to the right to come out. Okay, left side. Left hand on top. Step across with the right foot. Bring the left leg in the air, bring the right hand down. Remember to push. Either keep the pole on the shoulder or leaning to the side. Remember your hips are going to the left as you swing backwards. So the left leg circles to the left, my bum goes to the left, and I hook my right leg. If I can, I take my right hand off. If not, I don't worry. I put my left foot down, I turn to the left, and I come out. Okay. Hopefully that's enough to get you going with this one. There are a few progressions on from this one. Some interesting shapes we can make, some more advanced skills. So it is a handy one to learn. And it also will help if you're really struggling with your reverse grab, being able to do this first can make such a difference. Okay, let me know if you have any questions and don't forget to train smarter, not harder.